So let's move to offense now. Tactic one, something I think smart companies will be thinking about, especially in the retail space, is what I call loyalty concierges. Here's what I mean by a loyalty concierge. Think about the way that you move through a casino. The way you move through a casino is very predictable. These casinos have hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars devoted to monitoring not just the people and what they do, but the patterns of behavior that these people have. Hundreds of these patterns built in. So, I was in Las Vegas a little while ago. Here's a typical pattern that I had, right? I entered the casino, kind of walked slowly, walked around, had a cup of coffee, sauntered. Roulette is my vice. So I looked at the roulette table. I stood there for a couple of minutes, made some chit-chat. I sat down. I played, medium-level bets. I lost $827. Not that I'm bitter. And then I stood up. I tipped the dealer, and I went and drowned my sorrows in 5 hours of chow mein. That was and that's a typical approach, right? Me as a programmer, I know that might be cataloged as approach or pattern number 127. And the computer systems say, this is fine, we don't need to follow this person. Now, imagine that you are a crook, and you are there to take chips away. A common technique used to be, you get tape on the bottom of your cup, and you say, can I tap your chips for good luck? And you do it, and you get their chips underneath. So think about the kind of person who would walk into a casino who's up to no good. They walk in the casino faster, 20% faster on average if they're there for no reason. They don't even look, they don't get a coffee, they don't get a drink, they don't get anything. They go right to the roulette set. They do not make eye contact with any of the people there, not the dealers, not the pit bosses. They stand there for 20, 30 seconds, analyze the table, move on. They do this to every roulette table in the room. They finally pick one where there's maybe some drunk people, that might not notice this. Maybe the dealer looks like they don't have their eye on the ball. They sit down, they make 3 or 4 small bets. They do their little tap. They stand up. They walk out the casino door. They don't even cash the chips. To the computers, that is a deviation from regular patterning, right? Every pit boss, every camera, every plainclothes security officer in that room will have their eyes on that person. Guaranteed. Millions of dollars. I think we'll have to develop the same thing. And in a fairly short amount of time, maybe 3 or 4 years, these loyalty concierges, and maybe it's not a computer, maybe for a store, it's just part of, this loss prevention we talk about where people are trained to identify common tactics of shoplifters. Part of the training in the future, I think, will be identifying loyalty sniping. Right? The patterns. What happens if someone walks into a store like me and I, saunter around and I pull up my smartphone and I take a picture of a barcode? That is pattern that deviates from the traditional. That should send alarm bells out in the stores. What are you going to do if you're a storefront? You send someone over, like a loyalty concierge, and you offer stuff to them. Hey, listen, I see you're looking at this. I know there's options for you online, but we'll unpack it for you at your house. We have a toll-free line, 24 hours a day. If you have any problems, we have extended warranty. You offer the value adds that they cannot get. That is how you build brand loyalty, because these loyalty concierges will have to be in place, especially when those databases build. That's one. 2 is what I call contagious brand ambassadors. I've been coughing because I have a bit of a cold. I don't use a lot of charts or stats in my presentations, but suffice to say Facebook is fairly big. As you're aware, 850 million users. Half of them log in every day. That's enormous. Young people are on it for almost an hour a day. 5 billion pieces of content are shared every week. This is a chart. These are some numbers. You get the idea, right? Let's move on. So the news feed on Facebook is a really important part, right? It's where the brands that you like and the friends that you have intermingle, right? And so it's very important. So if I go to a page like the OK Tire store and I click like on this page, 2 things happen. First, it puts a note on my timeline that says, now I like this brand. So anyone coming to my timeline, they used to call this profile, will see this. More importantly, on the news feed of all of my friends, they get alerted with a note saying that I liked that page. Hundreds of my friends could see this online. Now, I'm sure you're mostly aware of that viral property inside Facebook, but here's something Facebook doesn't want you to know. Getting people, I know, that was awful of me to put that one there. Getting people to click like on your brand page means almost nothing. Brand posts on Facebook, less than 5% of the time will be seen by the people who've already clicked like on your page, by the customers or members that are already have indicated that they're loyal to your brand by clicking that like. They say, I want to get information from you. Feed me stuff in the news feed. Less than 5% of the content you're putting on your page ever gets to the news feed. Why? Well, there's just so much content. Facebook has to have some way, some algorithm to weed that stuff out. Presence does not equal visibility in the digital consumer era. Just because you are there means very little. Getting on the news feed on Facebook is all that matters. That's it. And the secret, as it turns out, is not having fans like you. It's having fans engage with your brand. Because Facebook sees engagement as a stronger connection. If I have both Pepsi and Coca-Cola's brands, I sign up with them on the same day. I click like on them. Let's assume that they both post at the exact same time. If I just interact with Pepsi's content, I'm commenting, I'm liking, I'm uploading stuff. Over time, Facebook will stop sending me stuff from Coca-Cola and feature more of Pepsi. Why? Because Facebook watches everything and says you've got a stronger connection with it. Getting on the news feed is all that matters. Facebook calls it, as I mentioned, edge rank. Higher the edge rank, the better it is. Sometimes with groups, I use Tod's thermometer of awesome, which is just a simple way of measuring specific tactics in Facebook marketing. And just to close, these are a couple of the slides that are there, very simple, right? So that you can see, here's some examples of what it would look like. Here's where the thermometer would go. So in like the defense section, of course, there's other tactics that break out. But in the final analysis, consumers are going to be tapping all the time into your business. If you don't have a way of protecting that loyalty, if you don't have a way of building it, they are one click away from leaving you, and they will. There's help to get it, though. And that is my time. Thank you very much.